Hi gamers, Craig here. We're looking at doing a battle report of about 1,000 points with the full dice. I know everybody doesn't like the light version, but we were restricted on time, so we had to do it that way. I'm going to be playing Lady Mech's Orks. It's going to be 1,000 points, which usually Orks have the advantage at the lower point values. But I'm going to be using the Chaos Space Marine Khorne army. I'm going to try to use it a couple times before we actually ship it off to our customer. And I need a little help with 1,000 points. She usually brings mass, but maybe she might switch it up. So what do you think?
Whoa.
If you can, help me out.
You can't ask for their advice.
I can ask for anybody's advice. Clearly I have not been doing very well against them. An orc army that I built. Anyways. So let's take a look at the Chaos Army. Not to mention it'll be a good update for my customer out there as well. So let's take a look at the army. Okay, leading the army is the Chaos Lord from the Dark Vengeance. He's painted pretty much the Lord coloring. I like this guy's cape, and came out really well. Next is a Sorcerer. I know he can't be Khorne, but customer wanted a sorcerer to just kind of play around, mix it up every once in a while. So he's just painted to match the army. I believe this is the older version with the 4-sword. And then we have 20 Chaos Space Marines. A couple of them haven't been fully completed yet, but it's going to have 2 groups. Actually, you can make one huge group if you wanted to, but there's 2, one with a Power Fist, Plasma Pistol. The other one's going to have Power Fist, Plasma Pistol as well. Plasma Gun. And Heavy Bolter. And then actually I have 2 left that the customer's still debating on whether to go Plasma or Flamer. I suggested Flamer, but we'll see where he goes. What do you think? Go ahead and leave a comment below. What would you do on another group of 10 guys? Oh yeah, here's the Mark of Khorne. Actually came out pretty well. Alright, next we have the Chaos Khorne Bikers. 3 of them. These 3 are actually from the Battle Force. And then these 3 are from the Dark Vengeance. I converted pretty much everything over except for the Marines, which he wanted as the Dark Angels. So this is the normal plasma. I took off all the Dark Angel stuff, the wings, molded some pockets because there were some empty holes. And then here's the actual sergeant from the Dark Angel. I took off his sword, put a plasma gun, took off the wings, and then here's another one that actually came out pretty smooth. I sanded this part down to get rid of the wings. Cut off the wings on the back, smoothed it out. And then we also have the Chosen from the Dark Vengeance as well. They came out really well. I used this guy the other day as another Talon because he, besides the backpack, he pretty much looks like one. And here's a Rhino. I haven't even started painting it yet. I just modified it a little bit. Customer wanted Havoc launchers on everything, so I did what that is. Here's a Land Raider. Still need to do some touch up here and there. I actually converted it from, can't remember, I think it was a Dark Angels Land Raider. I had to take a lot of things off on this. And then these guns move, and this gun's still. So I had to do a lot of modifications on this because there was an existing army on top of it. I actually converted it over to Chaos. So here's a Rhino. Again, magnetized Havoc launcher. The guy comes off for, I forgot what reason we kept it that way. And then we have the Predator, which is a fully magnetized Predator. You got the Havoc launcher. You have the auto cannon. You have the las cannons. The guns on the side magnetized. Heavy bolter. So it's really nice. And this whole top part is you can take off to make it another rhino if you needed to. Then we have a Vindicator. Absolutely just love Vindicators. They're just so cool. Anyways, Havoc launcher magnetized. And then we have the big boy. We have the Vindicator. Front cannon moves. Arm that moves as well. Actually, I put it on a ball so it actually moves all the way around. And the gun, the front claws. Actually, this one's stationary because it kept falling forward, so I actually just glued it stationary. Claw works. And then Hellbrute, which actually is a really neat unit. A multi-melta is really nice. I like it a lot. I believe he has a 5-up cover too, which is always handy. Then we got the Talons. These guys came out pretty good. Here's a Sergeant. He's on the on like a mound. These failed me in my last battle, but they're still really neat unit. Extremely expensive point-wise though. Then we have 20 Cultists. This is also from the Dark Vengeance. I actually painted these a while ago. He actually sent it back to do some touch-ups. And then last but not least, we have the Terminators. Dark Vengeance. So the Dark Angels was cut off. I made a combi melta. And power sword. Put some spikes on and some tusks. So it came out pretty good, actually. Pretty cheap and easy conversion. I actually took some spikes off of some bits as well as that little rhino right there. Actually make him on his back. So it actually came out pretty well. So that's what I got to work with. So if you guys can actually help me out, come up with like 1,000 points that to go against the Orks. You know what everything I have orc wise, which I have probably 3 times points wise over this. But I think we can come up with something effective. 3,000 points. I really like Corn Bikers. Corn Bikers and Nurgle Bikers are well worth it. I did Flamers in the last game with a combi Flamer. Took down about 15 boys. But the boom gun had some lucky shots that took out like 4 or 5 of them within the first 2 turns. So let me know. Leave a comment. You know, I appreciate all your feedback. Battle reports, you know, we will do the light versions as well as full versions depending on how much time we got. So this is more, you know, this part of the videoing is like more of a hobby. So enjoy. And we also have part 3 of the building a wall. We're going to start doing the painting on it. So you'll see that coming down the pipeline as well. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot.